Hey everybody, it's Lucas Mattillo and I'm back for part 2 of how to become comfortable on stage. So the first one, we went over the pros and cons. So we really grounded ourselves in understanding why is it that we want to speak in public? Why are we going to benefit from it? What's it going to do for our career, for our confidence, and our income? It's all going to increase, and I'm so excited that you're paying attention for part 2 because this is a good one. Okay, so part 2 is all about accepting the nerves. That's right, accepting the nerves. I believe that there is no speaker who's giving a keynote or getting up there that doesn't experience some degree of nervousness. It's going to happen. But I read a quote that you have to train the butterflies in your stomach to fly in formation. And I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I completely agree. So today we're going to talk about pre-talk nerves. This is huge because the jitters often come up, and a lot of times this can rattle a presenter, especially because it usually peaks right before your presentation. Now, this is something I'm fully aware of, especially with anxiety and my anxiety coaching practice. It's anticipatory anxiety. Now, anticipatory anxiety is when you're looking at a future event, let's say a presentation, and you start dreaming up worst case scenarios that really drive up this fear and this dread of the situation, where you start thinking, I don't know if I want to do this, I want to get out, I feel trapped. And this can bring up, again, a lot of nerves, anxiety, and even panic in some people. So what you want to do is really ground yourself in accepting this anxiety and these nerves and view it for what it is. You see, anticipatory anxiety generally peaks 2 minutes before a presentation. So let's give a scenario. You're getting ready for your talk and you're sitting down and people have seen you there, so they know you showed up, and they start going with the introductions. You start looking around and you start looking at the clock going, oh man, this is real, like this is gonna happen, I can't get out. And oftentimes people are driven to start looking for exits. You start thinking like, oh, how can I get out of here? I wanna cancel this and just call them over and say, look, I'm done, I can't do it today. Accept it for what it is. This is just your imagination running wild. It's dreaming up worst case scenarios that are generally not realistic. See, most people come up with these huge scenarios, just the audience is going to sit there and all laugh at you and you'll be so embarrassed, you'll be humiliated, and this just doesn't happen. Especially if you're watching these steps, because you're grounding yourself in how to become confident and comfortable on stage. So when you're sitting there and these nerves start coming up, what I want you to do is focus on your breathing, because your breathing is what accelerates the nervousness process. So focus on your diaphragm. Practice diaphragm breathing, which is your lower abdomen. You can place a hand there and just pay attention. Do a 4-count inhale and a 4-count exhale. And just keep doing this, 4-count in, 4-count out. And what this is going to do is going to start dropping your level of anxiety in your nerves. Another key point is your shoulders. Shoulders, when you're nervous, tend to pull up. When people are anxious, they're like this. It's a protective situation. So if you notice that you're getting nervous, check your shoulders and pull them down and back. So you have your diaphragm breathing going on and you have your shoulders down and back. So just focus on these 2 items and keep telling yourself, there's so many positives that are going to come out of this. I have an opportunity here to really stand out and set myself apart. Focus on the positives, control your breathing, watch your shoulders, and this will give you the ability to get on stage with comfort. And once you have this, we're going to start addressing how do you start strong and how do you really ground to connect with the audience. So focus on these. Keep in mind you're going to be confident and comfortable on stage. And until then, do your best and take that opportunity to take the next step in your speaking career.